pumpkin spice lattes and sit down because today we are going to talk about my favorite luxury designer items that I am loving right now for fall winter. And I am just so excited to talk through these items because I've got something for everyone on this list. Links will be below so you will be able to shop your little heart out. Let's start out with this collarless Drogo jacket from Isabel Marant. Now, as we know, in fall and also winter, it's cold a lot of places in the world, and we need jackets and coats to keep us warm. But a lot of times I don't want a big bulky jacket. It kind of ruins the outfit for a lot of things. And sometimes, it's just not cold enough to need a full coat, like a long wool coat or, a big, like a puffer jacket, like parka type of situation. So this is really great for the scenarios where you want to be warm, but you still want to be cute. Something that's still going to go with a lot of different outfits. This jacket is really beautiful. It's really chic and streamlined, but it's still different. So I love the fact that it obviously does not have a lapel. It does not have any type of collar, because I've said this in videos in the past. I feel like a lot of times lapels and collars can ruin the entire look, the entire vibe of a jacket. So this does not have that. And it's just like really like chic overall. But also I really love the detail of where they've sewn, the sleeve into the shoulder. It almost looks like they're two separate pieces, but they're not. So I really like this little bit of visual interest. And obviously being Isabel Marant, it's going to be incredible quality. And I mean, the color of this is something that's going to go with so many different outfits. So I am really loving this jacket. And for the price point, less than $1,000, I think it's like $730. This is a really good price point for a very high quality jacket that you can wear for many years to come. I have been eyeing the Kate Olivia shoulder bag for a little while now. They've obviously jumped on this more slouchy, hobo, oversized trend that we're seeing in terms of bags. And when I saw it in this color that they are calling English green, my heart was fluttering. I mean, obviously you all know, we've talked about it 1,000 times. I love dark green. I love greens in general, but this is such a rich, luscious, luxurious, type of green. It's slightly deeper than a typical emerald green. There's almost like an undertone of like a bluish note in it that I really love. Now, obviously I love the gold detailing on this bag. Those of you in the family know how much, my Persian heart goes pitter patter for gold. But what I love about this hardware is that it's not so noticeable. It's not so in your face that it takes away from the bag. In fact, it almost feels like it's, within the bag, especially when it's closed. Because a lot of hobo bags, I think, can feel like they've got a lot of stuff on them. Obviously, with bag charms and all of that, a lot of folks are going towards that more ornamental, decorated look. But sometimes I want something that's a little bit more understated, a little bit less in your face. And so I think the way they've done this zipper closure is absolutely beautiful. And I think the size of this is also what makes it really great. Now this blazer from Chloe, I will be the first to admit, is a little bit pricey. Around $3,000 is a lot of money to spend on a jacket. But when you are going to get a piece that is not only classic, but also has a twist that feels a little unique, just slightly different, slightly special, and something that not everyone will have, I think that is always a really good time to spend the money because it's classic, so it's gonna last forever, but it's got something different. And that's exactly what this jacket is. This makes me feel, or makes me think of English countryside, cottage type of very traditional type of clothing. It makes me think a lot of Lydia Millen's aesthetic now that she's really focused on. It feels like that, but also mixed with a little bit of safari because of the pockets. It's almost as if those two aesthetics had a baby and this was the jacket. But I absolutely love it, and it is a classic because look at this herringbone tweed. It is stunning, and this is something that will always work in the fall and in the winter. There's not a time when this jacket isn't going to be, appropriate because of the coloring of it. It would match so many different things you have. But then those pockets make it feel a little bit more utilitarian without feeling like a true utility jacket. Sometimes utility jackets feel a little bit dumpy. They've got so many pockets and I don't know, accessories and things on it, but it almost feels like a little bit too much. This is a perfect middle ground of how to do utility in a way that still feels really chic. So I love this one. Now, obviously pleated skirts have been such a big thing with Miu Miu, but I think for the majority of us, those Miu Miu skirts are a little bit too short to wear in everyday life. If you're watching this and you're a hot girl, you're an it girl, you're an influencer, I get it. Wear it because it looks incredible on those that can pull it off. I myself cannot pull it off. So I've been looking for a pleated skirt that still feels elevated and doesn't feel so schoolgirl, but does still give nods to that type of trend. So this is a really beautiful, I feel like, meeting of the minds here. And this is really beautiful because it's not just a pleated skirt, but it's also got this like beautiful CC detailing on it that I think really like brings the skirt to the next level and makes it feel a little bit more dressed up than more of like the mini like schoolgirl style ones that we've seen. So although I love those ones, I think this one is much more wearable. You could do this with a black turtleneck. You could do this with like a leopard print top. You could do it with just like a little bit like of a tube top, honestly. Put some like platform boots on and go out. Like this is a very versatile skirt. So I think this is a great one to invest in. If you've been thinking about these little like pleated skirts, but you know, the Miu Miu ones aren't really doing it for you, this is a nice, more like everyday accessible option that's going to work. And the price point isn't too bad. Now these Loro Piana pants are such a game changer for me. First off, you know they're comfortable. They've got cashmere, you know, they've got silk. So you know that they're going to be like just soft, gorgeous, like supple pants to wear. They're not hard pants, and I avoid hard pants whenever humanly possible. They've also got the elastic waistband. So like, honestly, you know, they're just like comfy, easy to throw on, which I love. But also I love these because we all have like standard types of pants that we wear on a regular basis. You know, you've got your jeans, you've got your little black pants, you can do a set of trousers, you know. And once you've got those basics covered, it's kind of hard to find something that feels a little bit different and a little bit unique, that isn't so expensive and that isn't so specific it can only be used like one or two ways. Like a lot of times if you find a pair of pants that's different, you know, it might be a really bright color or a really specific material that you can only wear like a few times because it's so noticeable. But I think that these pants feel different, but they are something that's going to go with so many different pieces in your wardrobe. I mean, literally, like you could wear this with the Chloe jacket that I showed you. You could wear this with just a t-shirt, you know, and like some Birkenstocks and run out the door if you need to. You can wear this with a lot of different things. So I think that although these are quite expensive pants, obviously Loro Piana, always gonna be expensive. Although they are quite expensive, I do think you're gonna get a lot of use out of these, and I think they also feel very different. So these are something that I'm really loving and I kind of really want, but I'm just trying to decide if I want to spend like $3,000 on them. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a classic platform sandal style that Prada does, and they are truly one of the most comfortable pairs of shoes that exist on the market. Because if you look at them, they have a platform, right? And so we know platforms always make things more comfortable because they absorb the shock between your foot and the ground. Great. They've also got a relatively low pitch, so they're not actually very high. Like your foot is not going to be very high in them. And then just like the overall footbed and width of Prada shoes is always super comfortable. One of my best friends swears by these shoes. She's got them in multiple different colors because they are the most comfortable shoes, and she's not like a heels girly. So she's like, these I can stand to wear. I mean, she's been with me and she's worn these shoes out like in Vegas when we walked all over, like we had too many drinks and just like walked all over the place. She was good to go, not complaining about her feet at all. So these are a style that you can get from Prada all year round. But this velvet, this black and gold combination, it's not just luxurious, but it's also quite sexy. Like this feels like very like seductive to me. And I think like if you were to pair these with like a black pair of tights and any type of going out dress, or no tights at all, you know, and you could even do these with trousers. These are gonna be a great pair of shoes. And I think specifically because of the velvet, it makes them feel very like fall and winter timey, which I think is great. If you're looking for a pair of comfortable heels, definitely check these ones out. Now, obviously maxi skirts are having a moment, but kind of like what I was talking about with pants, like a lot of maxi skirts kind of feel the same to me. And so I want something that's a little different, but still versatile, right? Like you're kind of noticing a trend in terms of like what I look for and how I like to invest my money. And this skirt called the Rue skirt from the Row, which is quite difficult to say. But this Rue skirt, I love it because it is in this charcoal gray wool material. So it almost feels like suiting material. So what's great about it is that, like, I know a lot of times when it's colder outside, like skirts can be like a bit scary because, you know, you get cold, right? You get a gust of wind, you know, going up your skirt, like you feel cold. Obviously with a maxi skirt, it's going to be warmer. And then when you add in the fact that this is wool, you know it's going to be warm and that also it's going to be durable. This is going to last for a long time. Obviously the Row, top tier, just in terms of like quality, fabrication, you know, workmanship, all of that. So you know that this skirt's going to last for a long time. But again, I just love that it feels a little bit different, and I think it can be very easily elevated because it is this wool material and it's not as casual as a lot of the other maxi skirts that you see out there. So it's a really nice, like different type of option if you're looking for a maxi skirt. Now, obviously the Bottega Veneta Andiamo bag is just, she's a stunner. She is gorgeous. I love this bag. I've been considering it for myself, you know, in the normal version, but I just saw this East-West style that I absolutely love. Now, obviously East-West, it means like it's going from east to west. So it's a little shorter, it's a little fatter, a little longer. And so I like this bag because it's a small bag that can still fit a lot in it, which is incredible. But I also love this style because they've added a top handle to it. So you've got the top handle. If you kind of want to wear like a little top handle moment, you can put it in the crook of your arm, but it's still got that like long Andiamo strap. So if you want to, you know, put it on your shoulder, if you want to wear it crossbody, you can do that. And I think having versatility in a winter bag and being able to do it crossbody is really important because a lot of bags don't often fit on your arm, or they don't work well when you've got like a big bulky coat on like you do when it's cold out. So this one is great because depending on your outfit, you can wear it a lot of different ways and you know it's still going to work when you have a coat on. So I think that this is a beautiful option. Obviously, chocolate brown is huge right now. So in their fondant color, it's just like chef's kiss. It is absolutely beautiful. But I also really love the winter white version that they have. Obviously, you all know I'm much bigger into neutral colors these days, and so I really like the winter white too. So let me know, which one do you all prefer? Which color do you like more? Because I think they're both gorgeous. But if you've been looking at the Andiamo, you haven't been able to pull the trigger, take a look at the East-West style. This virginy sweater set from Cult Gaia is perfect. Because we know the struggle that often happens when it's cold outside is you want to look cute, you want a sweater on because you want to be practical, but you also like maybe want to be cute, right? You want to like show a little skin. At least I do. So when I go out, it's always hard picking out what to wear because I'm like, I should wear a sweater to be warm, but I just want to wear this skimpy little going out top. So enter in this option. You've got the best of both. The outfit looks very cute. You're still warm because you've got your arms covered, but it's a little bit sexy. You've got your little tube top. They're separate pieces. You can take the sweater off when you get hot. Like if you get inside a bar or in a restaurant, you can take it off. So this is a really good option if you've been looking for something that kind of fits both needs of like, you know, showing a little bit of skin, but still keeping you warm. Take a look at this sweater set. Okay, Michael Kors, I see you. Now, obviously like little baby, like Y2K shoulder bags, things that go just under your arm, they're everywhere right now. And a lot of them feel quite similar. This feels different. If you look at the very like low swoop of this bag, the like thin, it almost feels like a crescent moon shape without being overly round. It feels so different. And if you look at it in this like dusty olive color, what is it called again? Hang on, let me see. Sorry, smoky olive. If you look at it in the smoky olive color, this is gorgeous. And also what I love about this particular shade of green, this is perfect for fall and winter. You know, it's like a dark, dusty kind of neutral color. It still somehow in my mind would work for spring. Not summer, because you know, suede summer, kind of difficult. But I think that this color actually could be good for like 3 seasons out of the year. Now, to be fair, I will wear any color in any season, so I'm not so married to that. But I know a lot of folks like care about the color in the season. And so I think that this is really good. And also for the price point. Now, a lot of people kind of sleep on Michael Kors because some of their stuff, I can admit, you know, not my favorite, right? In terms of like styling and aesthetic. But I think Michael Kors has kind of had like a fire lit under them because Coach has been up-leveling themselves, like kind of back to where they used to be historically. And now Michael Kors, I think, is trying to follow suit. So here you can see that they've got this like beautiful suede that looks like a really nice material. And so this is a gorgeous like luxury bag that's not going to break the bank. So a really good option. Now, anytime we can get a 2-in-1 or we can get a little freebie when we buy something, I am all about it. So that is one of the many reasons why I love this Elsa coat with a detachable scarf. So for less than $1,000, you are getting a very well made and also, I mean, just absolutely like striking coat, but you also get a scarf. And also what I love about this is that a lot of times it's really hard sometimes to pair a scarf with a coat because either like the weights don't match or the aesthetics don't match, or, you know, like they don't really like fit well together. A lot of times your scarf gets twisted and like you've got like one piece up here, one piece down here, and it just like looks crazy. This solves for that. Because these two are made to be worn together, look at this little model lady. She looks chic AF with this. And also, I mean, like overall, this is a gorgeous coat. I love that it's oversized. I love that it's boxy, and yet somehow it still feels very feminine to me, which is something I always like an element of in my clothing. Not everyone does, but I like my things to still feel like a little feminine. And so this is a really nice way to do oversized in a way that still feels, I think, really beautiful. Also, with it being oversized, it's great because you can wear whatever you want underneath. I've got some really nice coats that are a bit too fitted, so I can't wear like a big bulky sweater underneath, but this one you can. So I think that this is an amazing coat, and honestly, I'm very seriously considering buying it myself. So let me know if you all think I should get it too. So at first glance, this is a beautiful, deep, aggressive V catsuit, which we love. A lot of times, like I'm in like a sexy mood, and this is perfect for that. But this actually can be worn so many different ways. So the aggressive V is actually a zipper. So you can, choose how far you want it zipped down, which is great. But also it zips all the way up into a turtleneck. So that's another way that you can wear it. And we all know I wear turtlenecks all the time. I love a good turtleneck. I think it's because my neck is so long. I feel like turtlenecks look good. I don't know. I think they just look very like elegant and beautiful. So anytime you can get a turtleneck and something, I'm all here for it. And then it also actually has a skull cap in the back. So this is not just like a regular hood, right? Like that's not the vibe at all. This is a skull cap. So think about cap on your skull. It is incredibly fitted, and it is just anytime someone wears something like this where like their head is covered and it's all pulled down, it is so chic. I can't even handle it. I am obsessed with this. And for the price point, you are getting multiple different looks, and for like less than $200, I think that this is such a good value for money. And I also just like love all the different ways that you can wear this, and you can always add like different types of visual interest depending on what mood you're in. Obviously, we all know that like if you want to call it like burgundy, maroon, wine, bordeaux, however you want to call this color, it is the color of the season. You have got to get something in this color if you want to be an it girly for fall winter. And so I filmed a whole video about this. So if I posted it, I will link it. If I haven't posted it, it will be one of my next videos that you see coming up soon. But I still had to include at least one maroon item in this video. And so I chose this gorgeous leather jacket from Frame. So the trouble with leather jackets is that a lot of times they are styled very moto, because that's kind of how leather jackets like were invented, like protect motorcyclists and all of that. But like the moto style, it's not super my vibe, Every now and then, yes. But for me, like I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a jacket that I will only be able to wear like once in a blue moon type of thing. And so for me, I like things that feel a little bit more understated, a little bit simpler, a little bit more classic. And so this is absolutely gorgeous because the focus of this jacket truly is on the leather itself. They've not done anything to take away from it. Even, in typical like motorcycle jackets, like the zipper is like a very noticeable like metal. They've got grommets, they've got accessories, they've got, piping, stitching, things like that. This doesn't have any of that. Even the buttons themselves have been covered in the same leather that the jacket is made out of. You can see even the collar, it doesn't have a big like moto type of lapel, no type of zipper button situation up here. It's just a normal collar, that you could find on like a regular denim jacket, which I love. So the focus on this jacket is like a very like understated way of being like, look at like my very sexy leather jacket that is very sophisticated and upscale. So I love this because this, again, can pair with a lot of different things. Just like as you've seen throughout this whole video, I try to pick things that can be styled in a lot of different ways. You could throw on like a long black, like kind of like fitted, like long black dress under this. You could throw this on with jeans and a t-shirt. You could even pair this with like another like maroon type of like sweater underneath. Like this could go a lot of different ways. And so I think that this is a really beautiful leather jacket that you should really take a look at. And finally, we are going to end this video with a must-have for those of you that live in very cold climates. Now, if you've lived somewhere cold, you are pretty much living in the wintertime in a parka, like a very unattractive parka. Even if like it's a fancy one, even if it's Montclair, Macage, Canada Goose, whatever, even the fanciest of ones, they still feel very outdoorsy, like very like granola. And this one from Norma Kamali feels so chic. Just look at it. Its simplistic nature makes it feel very upscale, very sophisticated, but it still feels super duper warm. I mean, it's literally a sleeping bag coat. So you know you're gonna be warm because sleeping bags are made to be warm. And again, this is in a chocolate brown color, so you know it is perfect for the season, and brown is pretty much always going to be in fall and winter. So that's great, and it's got a hood. A lot of times I see that there are these like incredibly expensive, like very, meant to keep you warm winter jackets, and they don't even have a hood. I'm like, have you ever been out in cold weather? We lose heat through our heads. So anytime that you can have a hood associated with it, is going to be able to keep you warmer. You can just like pop it up whenever you need to, boop, 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 as you're like walking from place to place. And the second you are not cold anymore, you can kind of like put the hood down. And in terms of pricing, as far as luxury goes, this one is a bargain. For $425, you can get an incredibly warm, stylish, chic jacket. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you live somewhere cold, you need to go and get this one right now. So let me know what you all thought about these items. I hope that you liked them as much as I did. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts and if you all got any of these items. So let me know what you thought. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would just love it if you could give this video a little like. So give a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel. So that way you can get all the latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.